So in this video, I'm going to be opening this 100 card baseball, 100 card pack of baseball cards, and this 2020 grouping of cards that I found at a thrift store, and we're going to see what all I get here. Also, I'm going to plan on doing a companion video. So after you watch this, or you can speed through this, and then I'm going to do a companion video where I try and appraise all these cards and go back over and say which are the best and if I made money back and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's see how to open this. Okay, it's glued. Always good. Glue your packs together. I don't even know what brand this is, by the way. I think it's Fairfield, I guess. So, jeez, it's very hard to open. Okay. That's a terrible package to open, but let's see. Hopefully there's some good stuff in there. Okay, so it actually looks like these are pretty old cards. Okay, so I think that pack was about $4.99, so about $5. So, let me see. So first of all, I think these are all pretty dated, so that's nice. I didn't expect that. I thought these were going to be new cards, but these are. It looks like just cards from every era. So there's two Fleer here, George Bell, Masters of the Double Play, and then a Donruss 90. So this is pretty cool. I really didn't expect this at all. So, much different from what I expected. I guess I've never opened one of these exactly, but it's pretty interesting what all is here exactly. Okay, so Corey Snyder here. I think these are both 91s, and Ed Winston, Padres. So I'm going to try and sort these out into what company they're from. So this is Andre Santana. So that's a Fleer. Put that in that pile. So Fleer here. Donruss. Okay, so Rick Anderson. I think these are from the 88 series. 87, I was close. So that's a Topps there. Mariners, another Topps. And so Donruss. And this is a really neat card. These are fairly rare. I think this is from the Leaf Donruss collaboration, which is neat. So more Topps here. Joe Oliver and Steve Ontiveros, all on Topps. And then a Fleer, Brian Dayett. And that's a score right there. Lenny Dykstra. And Garland Kisker. And this is a pretty neat card. I don't see a lot of 91 Topps, but yeah, the white border, I don't know. It doesn't seem as common in Topps. So I think his name is Don Paul. Yep. And 1989. These are all in excellent condition too. So it seems like if you buy a pack of these, you could usually rate these. They'll come out to a 8 to a 10, somewhere around that range. Given that you don't destroy them trying to rip open the packaging. So the score goes there. And okay, so this is another Fleer, but this one is actually some sort of comparison prospects card, which some of these can go for $4 or $5. So if you can sell those, it's a pretty good deal there, I suppose. And I do like the Fleers. I wouldn't necessarily seek them out, but they are interesting. I'm not going to read all these because I really don't think the world needs to hear me butcher someone's name. Yeah, these are pretty neat cards, though. I mean, it really is like, I don't know So I do remember I have a couple of these at Vandenberg somewhere. Um, 88 Fleers. I mean, that's pretty interesting. I think I have tops of Ed Vandenberg, and it's just neat to see all these. I mean, it's literally like this is well before I was born. I was born in '98, so this is quite a while ago. Um, Very interesting to me, at least. Let me see, Salazar, and yeah, so 89, so tops 89. This is really neat. I actually like. I would have bought more of these had I known these were older cards. I figured these were just like the last 5 years, just like a whole bunch from the last 5 years. But yeah, pleasantly surprised here. I think these are from the Fairfield Company. I just got them in like a Walgreens, so I guess they're somewhat common. Jim Snyder. These manager cards are a real oddity to me. Like, who wants to collect manager cards? But I guess it's sort of like an inside joke. It just seems like they're never worth a lot of money. Ooh, that's really neat. I've actually never. I don't have any of these holographic deals. So that's a Jim Gat tops. Lots of tops. That is super cool. Never seen that. So the front part is all a different material, but the back is sort of normal. Oh my gosh, 1986. So that's a Sportflix. I don't think I've ever. I mean that. It says it's Sportflix. That's the company, but I guess it's through Major League Baseball, but I'm not really sure. So I don't know what company that is, but it's really neat. And that's another Steve Lombardozzi, and that's a tops. But so two of those back to back. That's pretty neat. And yeah, really, I mean, quite a few of these are very neat, and some of these are bent. Although for in terms of processing cards, as far as I know, um, generally the grading companies are quite a bit more lenient, which is neat. At least on them being bent a tad bit. So if you are worried about that, I mean they're more lenient on that. So whereas something else like a slash, a gape, or something like that would you get a major hit. A slight bend isn't gonna kill you on grading. So 98 there. These cards are really neat. I'm a big fan of these. It's gonna take me a good long while for me to grade all these, but at least there's so many tops. It's not gonna get too complicated. Jamie Navarro. I believe I have a couple of those. It says it Tony Fernandez, Blue Jays tops. And yeah, some of these tops are, as I keep pulling them, they are sort of bent. Although for the most part, these are PSA 10s. Like this one right here is a PSA 10, and this one's maybe a PSA 8. I would say it has a little bit of wear. It actually is a cut mark, so maybe a 7. It is pretty neat though, and these are neat. I do like them. And that's pretty cool too. This is quite an old looking card, 1982. Yeah, I don't think I have any cards before 1984 really. I might have a 1977 somewhere. I'm actually gonna save these to the end. 2019 series. I don't think I've ever opened 2019 series, so that'll be kind of neat. Okay, tops Phillies, Jeff Parrott. And this is a pretty neat looking card. 1989. And geez, this is really neat. I think this is a newer one, so and I don't ever open newer ones really, so all right, 2018, yeah. And that's a pretty neat one. I mean, I have no clue what the new ones go for at all cuz I sort of just open in bulk the old ones. So that's a 1987. Um looks very puzzled there. But yeah, so a Dunross and tops, score, Dale Strawberry. I have several Dale Strawberries, so that's neat. I'd like to add that to my collection. I don't really want to sell that. I can't see the date here. Okay, so it's right here, 1980 Leaf, and that's really neat. Actually, that's a really neat card. That's going straight into my collection. I'm not selling that. So, So, and you know what's confusing about Leaf for me is like Leaf and Donruss did the collaboration, so I don't know exactly if it's Donruss, if it's Leaf. I'm gonna have to do some research and find out. Gene Harris tops, and see, this one has some film on it or some sort of crud on it. But for the most part, these are really good condition cards. Steve Howe. I bet what they do, this company, is they bulk order old cards and just like sort of repackage them, which is, I don't know. It could potentially be a good deal. I hope it is, but we'll find out. So this is a top expos, which I have none of. So John Vanderwall as well. I believe I have a couple similar cards. Vanderwalls, Bob Brower. And Leaf here, again, I'm confused by Leaf, but Fleer, and that's a pretty neat looking font. I mean, the card doesn't really look spectacular to me, but the font is pretty neat. And I would always think that these newer, flashier looking cards would be worth more, but it turns out they're really not because they're mass produced. Oftentimes they're not. It says in 1988 or 1998, and gosh, what company is this? Skybox? Yeah, I don't have any Skybox, so that's neat. Tops here. Donruss. And that's a really neat one. I like the art's better than the photographs, to be honest. I have two just like independently submitted baseball card arts, and those are like my favorite cards. And yeah, they're not worth much, maybe $2 a piece, but sometimes the art just it's really neat. So there's a 2000 tops, and it's got the silver on there. 2000 opening day. It's a really neat card, and I like that. I'm probably going to keep that one. Same with this one. So 2000 opening day tops. That's very neat. And Willie Green, Cincinnati Reds. So what company is this? Okay, Donruss. All right. So we're getting down to some upper decks. Man, they're really partial to the tops. Tops distributions, like 50% tops, 50% everything else. Tops, Stadium Club. I'm really not a fan of the Stadium Clubs for some reason, but you know. Phillies. These older ones, these Phillies. Every time I pull these, I get excited because they're usually worth $4 or $5 at least. This is really neat art. I mean, it almost looks like a fan submission to me. Not saying that it's like poorly done, but it is very interesting. I like it. And Doug Drabeck again. I feel like I keep pulling these. Donruss. Tops right there. Top Celio Guante. Oh, and this is a roster card, so I probably will save this because I saved the checklist roster cards, but Donnie Moore, tops, Donruss. So that's a pretty neat one. I do like these cards are really interesting. Yeah, it's a 1982. And it definitely seems very dated to me, the style, the design, but I like that a lot. It's really neat. Dennis Eckersley. I believe I have one of these as well. 1987, so it's pretty neat. Vinny Santiago. It's in their tops. I mean, it can be generally assumed that most of these are tops. And then I just pull the upper deckers. So it's got to contradict me. But see, Chris Carpenter, Dave Henderson, Bill Kruger, and Mark Portugal, which I have like 95 of, so I gotta get rid of those quick. And then I will open this guy up. What in God's name is that? Just a piece of paper, I guess. And so tops here, Bettis Chad. I guess these are all tops. So I don't need to say what the brand is anymore, but Strop Pedro. Some of these are pretty neat looking. Devers Raphael. Bundy. Theron. Haney. It's a pretty cool design. Sano. Hernandez. Cactus League. Yeah, I like these weird inserts. I don't think they're worth anything, but I do collect them. So, Jose Altuve. That's a neat one. Some more inserts. So Aguilar. Jesus. Yeah, these are all really cool. Yeah, I'll add some newer cards to my collection, which will be neat. These I cannot stack these cards today. Musgrove. Posey. Cano. And Andujar. So that's all of them, and hopefully, actually, I have this whole other stack that I forgot about. So I'm gonna open these now. What I was going to say is to stay tuned for the next segment, which will be me having graded these cards and going over which ones are worth X amount of money. I usually total the cards for myself, but I don't try to give the grand total for what I've evaluated them for, just because I don't want people to get sort of a false idea about how much money they can try and make, because the prices are highly variable. It's mostly based on, honestly, it's based on chance, and I don't want people to start gambling. However, if people start wanting the exact price of all the, say, a recent video I did had 47 cards, 46 cards in it. Oh, this is really neat. Really shiny. Yeah, these cards are actually, they're a lot more resistant. They're a lot heavier. What I was saying though is that the 46 cards was worth a good bit over 100, but a conservative investment, could be around 90 or so. But the thing is, I don't want people to get the wrong idea, because a lot of that is based off medians in which sales are. Projected sales for the card that you have are based on PSA 10s. Not everybody has a PSA 10, and most times when I pull a card, like these right here are very fair PSA 9s, 9.5, somewhere around there. I think the majority of times when you go to a garage sale, you're not going to get a lot of 10s. I get a lot of 7s, I get a lot of 8s. Not a lot of 10s, so I don't want to give the wrong impression, because also grading cards is expensive. So if you buy a pack for $1, or you buy 27 cards for 50 cents or whatever, and you pull some great ones and you want to sell them, you're gonna have a hard time selling ungraded cards sometimes. So I don't want to give the wrong impression, but yeah, these cards are really cool. I'm gonna stop rambling for a bit. God, I'm gonna be grading these cards for a hot minute. So these cards are really nice, though. You can definitely, it's a lot cooler material that they have here. Although what I sort of do, yeah, okay, that's an insert. So what I do miss is the individual arts, as I mentioned before. I'm not a huge fan of the pictures. It's almost like just going through a photo album. And I have flashbacks of family photo albums, so I do like the individual art. I'm partial to, trading cards, and this is more like, I don't know, it's a little different than what I'm used to, but yeah, some of these are neat. Yeah, I'm just sort of done reading these out, but these are pretty interesting cards here. I believe these are all 2020 as well. Yep, these are all 2020s, so. And a couple of duplicates here and there, but it's kind of to be expected. So I think this is another insert. Yep, another insert. So keep pulling these inserts, which isn't the worst thing. I mean, the duplicates means that usually I'm going to try and add one to my collection and try and sell off the others somehow. Yeah. So these are neat. And also, I wouldn't recommend bulk buying a bunch of cards unless you do want to start a collection and make a tad bit of money, because usually what you're going to do is you can usually count on at least getting the money back that you paid for it, but not necessarily turning a profit. So I don't want to encourage people to try and go spend all their money again thinking they're going to be a millionaire overnight doing this, because it's actually a good bit of work to go through all these cards and do some research and deal with market fluctuations and that sort of thing. It's like a crash course in micro and macroeconomics. But you know, if you do the research and you do like the hobby and you're dedicated and you're committed, I do believe you can make a pretty good profit, and it is an enjoyable hobby. But again, I'm probably going to spend 2 hours going through all of these to figure out what's worth what, and so I don't know. That's what you don't see, so I don't want anybody to get a skewed view of what cards is. Yep. Let me see. These cards are quite neat. The camera's not really... Okay, there we go. So quite a few of these are, you know, duplicates, but yeah, again, it just all fell, so can't do much about that. Anyway, I hope to at least add some of these inserts to my collection, and several of these other ones, especially this one is really neat. So really cool cards that I got here, and overall it was about $10 for all of these. I really don't feel like counting these right now, but I might come back with the number of the cards that are here, and it was at least 100 for the other one, and I think it might have been around 100 for the others, so like $10 for 200 cards, quite a few of which are very old. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you're interested in the prices, please check out the other one, the other video coming out, and stay fantastic. Thanks for watching. Bye.